We have the most incredible Talmidim. The Ruach in our school was tremendous. Every class is branding and humming and learning. Everything they do, whether it's learning, whether it's recess, whether it's doing chesed, they all do with a geschmack.
My mission as a Rebbe is to make sure that my Talmidim have the skills, the abilities that they need for life, for learning, that will give them the self-confidence to be productive Ovdei Hashem.
The Rebbe told me that anytime I want to talk to him, I can just call him and he's available, even when it's not in the school year. But last night, I called Rebbe and I had a halacha question. And he picked up and he sounded so happy to talk to me.
As a parent, I always feel that I have a direct line to the Rebbeim and to the Anhala for any issues, for anything that comes up, and everything's addressed immediately.
It's not only about teaching a class, it's about teaching every single Talmud, making sure every Talmud is thriving, is producing, is growing in his Torah and Yiras Shamayim. And especially now, what we just went through with COVID, it was a very big setback for all the schools. But I will say that the Rabbeim and the teachers rose to the challenge.
We did whatever we could for the Talmidim, one-on-ones and group learning and backyard learning and going visiting and just giving chizik to each other and giving chizik to the Talmidim.
My son got a real cheshek and love for learning with the Moras and then Rabbi Klein and then Rabbi Steinmetz. Rabbi Steinmetz would call, of course, then on the phone line, which was hard for everyone, I'm sure, but just his enthusiasm every single time, you know, making like this was the first time he was calling in. And then when they finished their first parak in Bereshis, he wanted them to feel great, and of course in school would have been a big experience, so he came with a Hermes cupcake and a handwritten note just to say, Mazel Tov, we're thinking about you, we wish we could be together in school, and my son felt like $1 million.
During COVID, we learned on conferences, phone, and we didn't have the whole entire day. We had split up groups, so we had some groups were 10:30, 10:45, 10:45 to 11. And Rabbi Engel came to visit me. He made me feel so special.
The way the Rebbeim rose to the challenge of the coronavirus, the relationships they kept up with their Talmidim, the enthusiasm they put into connecting and staying connected is very impressive. And even prior to that, the quality of chinuch that they provide for their Talmidim really stands out. There's an energy there, and there's a care and attention that's above and beyond.
I'd gone here as a Talmud to school, and actually walking around during construction and seeing what's being done is actually incredible, very exciting. Our old building had a tremendous amount of challenges, not having a proper dining room, base medrash, library, gym. These were all things that made it very challenging for the Talmidim to function. The hallways were very, very narrow, just the staircases. There's not enough room for us to move around.
Our class and other class were the biggest classes, and we had this tiny room. It used to be like an office. You were like squashed, even in the back row, because I was in the back row, there was barely any room to like move your seat back. And also actually in grade 4, the Rebbe there, Rabbi Cohn, used to have a joke. Like whenever somebody had a haircut, he would say like, somebody made more room in the classroom because it was so small.
Right after like Shacharis, we always davening, and then right after comes like a whole playhouse and eating room. I think that now we're gonna have the proper covet for the base medrash.